Everybody to the 15-minute florist. This is, I guess, what we're calling a holiday edition. This is Mother's Day sales tips, some last-minute tidbits and ideas to help get you through the holiday a little quicker and a little easier. You've got two teachers today. I'm Tim Huckabee on the left. Welcome. And Sam, say hello.
Hello, everyone.
Sam is going to take half of the points today, and I'm going to take the other half. And the idea is simply that there's undoubtedly this crazy crush of business at Mother's Day, and it's really easy sometimes in our efforts to answer every call and to get every customer in and out of the store in an efficient manner to cut corners. And if we do, it causes a problem. You know, Sam, hold on. Welcome back, everybody, to the 15-minute florist. This is a special holiday edition. We are presenting you with some tips for making your Mother's Day more prosperous, more efficient, and hopefully more accurate. You've got two teachers with you today. We've got me on the left, Tim Huckabee, and joining us is one of the other floral strategies trainers, Sam Bowles. Say hello, Sam.
Hello, everyone.
Glad to have Sam with us. And yes, we want to talk about Mother's Day. It's a crazy busy holiday, and we all want to get customers in and out as quickly as possible, whether that's physically through the store or in and off of the phone. However, sometimes we overlook the details, and this holiday is all about details. So these are four things that both Sam and I will be using because we'll be busy doing retail just like you. So we definitely practice what we preach, and we've got four points for you. And Sam, why don't you take the first point and talk to us?
Sure. So our first point for making the holiday smooth is make sure you sell open orders whenever possible. As you probably know by now, all of us, regardless of where we are in the country or the world, are facing, I hate to use the word unprecedented in this year, but it kind of is, product shortages. And you may not get the exact flowers or the containers shown on your site. It might be a challenge for the orders, even those orders you're filling locally yourself. Less is more, so don't talk about specific flowers when you can avoid it. Sell the color scheme, sell the price point, and it's going to make your life a lot easier. This is very important for your local orders that you're going to fill, but it's even more important for all your outgoing orders or your orders going out of town, which I think is our special tip on this first fact, particularly for those.
I was just going to add the idea of I chose this image of under promise and over deliver because when we're selling an open order and saying that we're going to leave the creativity to our designers, more often than not, my experience is a customer's like, oh my gosh, I'm overwhelmed, and it was amazing because it's a little bit of a surprise, so it actually works to our advantage.
Totally. And once again, this is important for you to be successful in your local market, but it's particularly important if you're taking orders for your customers going out of town. I can already tell you from experience running a large shop here in San Diego that shops around the country are having a really hard time with incoming orders. So we're having the most success when we're able to send them an appropriate price point and a color scheme and allow them to do their best with what they're able to source in their area. And I understand that might be difficult for some of you to tell that to your customers in the moment, but I can promise you, and this kind of relates back to that big graphic that you were just talking about, Tim, it's better to paint a realistic picture and be realistic and honest up front than to promise something that you're not going to be able to deliver.
I would add to that a further benefit of selling an open order, especially when it's going out of town, is it then means that the filling flower shop, whether they're in a big city like San Diego or a little town like Marengo, Indiana, they're going to be able to fill that with what they have. They're not going to have to call the store. They're not going to have to send us a message, which collectively over the holiday, if you're doing that 50 or 60 times, it wastes a lot of time. So let's endeavor to treat an order that you're having delivered outside of your shop is simple and easy, and we'll talk shortly about making sure you also have it properly budgeted.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, Tim. When it's the day before Mother's Day and you are not having to deal with all these phone calls from shops around the country asking if it's okay to use a pink vase instead of a red vase or whatever, you'll be thankful that you sold this way.
Indeed. So my advice is to keep it simple. And we preach this all the time. And you'll see this as a theme through all of the sales workshops you watch here in the 15-Minute Florist. But in particular, at a busy holiday and in light of the current situation, we want to keep it simple, and we don't want to commit to any specifics. And I'm not just talking about flowers, but as the example Sam just gave, don't commit to a red vase unless you know at your store you're using only red vases. Also, don't commit to a delivery time. Customers will tell us things like, well, my mom goes to church at 11, so I really like to make sure that she gets them before 11, or can you get them there between 1 and 3? Do not commit. We're dealing with lots of extra layers of stress at this holiday. Many flower shops don't have the level of staffing that they normally do. So the more that we can stay away from the commitments and the specifics and the real tight direction, it's easier to fill these orders. It's easier to get them delivered and to do it in a way that's going to make the customer happy.